All right, today what we are going to do is look at the review for elasticity. If you are virtual only, this will just kind of give you a little extra help. If you are in class, we will be going over this in class as well. So let's look at number one. Orange juice represents a small share of Claire's spending. She buys more lemonade and less orange juice when the price of orange juice goes up as well. She does not change her spending on other goods. Just the fact that she's substituting out a more expensive item for a less expensive item would tell us that that is substitution effect. Number two, the semester-long meal ticket at a student cafeteria rising, representing a significant increase in living costs. As a result, many students have less money to spend on weekend meals at restaurants and eat in the cafeteria instead. Assume that the cafeteria is an inferior good. This as well would be an example of a substitution. They're exchanging out, going out to a restaurant instead eating at a cafeteria. Number three, apartment rents have risen dramatically this year since rent absorbs a major part of our income. Delia moved to a smaller apartment. Assume rent is a normal good. The fact that, she moves to a smaller apartment because her income or her rent has risen, and it's using a large portion of her income, that's going to be income effect. Okay, the next one, you will need a calculator, and I will set this up for you. But using the midpoint formula, if a decrease in price from $2 to $1 causes an increase in quantity demand from 100 to 120, using the midpoint method, price elasticity of demand equals. And so to set this up, remember that it is always the change in quantity demand over the average quantity demand divided by the change in price over the average price. Okay, so that's going to be the formula that you will use. So how we would set this up is the change was 100 to 120, so it's a change of 20 over the average. So 100 plus 120 is 220, divided in half is going to give us 110. And when we look at the price, it's a change in $1 from 2 to 1. And the average is $3 divided by 2, so it'd be 150. And now when you divide these out, you should be able to get the numbers. So that's going to give us 0.18 over 0.667. So now, and what I end up getting is 0.2698. So that right there tells us that the answer is going to be B. Which of the following is likely to have the highest price elasticity? So this is saying what is the most elastic item on here? This would be foreign travel. Okay. Going into the second page. If a 2% changes in price of a good leads to a 10% change in quantity demanded of a good, what is a price elasticity? Remember, money always goes on the bottom, so it's a 2% change over a 10% change. Now you just do the math, and we can see here that it would be 5. Using the midpoint formula, we're going to do the exact same thing. And I will not write the formula again. I'll just, since we've already done that. So it'll look like this. We know that that is 0.69, so it is less than 1. So this does tell us that this item would be rather inelastic. Okay, a perfectly elastic. This just means that you're only willing to pay up to a certain price and you will not buy any more after that. A perfectly elastic is going to look like this. So it's elasticity of demand. It's going to be a completely horizontal line. Which of the following would cause demand for a good to be relatively inelastic? If there's a lot of substitutes, you'll just substitute it out. If it's a large portion of your income, you're going to cut back. If you have time to adjust, that's going to make it more elastic. If it's a necessity, you're going to have it. So that would make an item rather inelastic. Number 10, when demand is blank, total revenue will blank. There really isn't enough. I'm just realizing this. I would say this would be B. Just keep in mind that when the demand is elastic, total revenue will decrease if you raise the price. But also at the same time, you could have E, and that would be if you lowered the price. This isn't a great question, so I apologize for that part. Okay, number 11 says after Chelsea's income increased 15%, so we know that that is going to go on the bottom. Her purchases of downloads increased by 30. And we know that this is going to be positive. So we can tell, oh, I'm sorry, it's just a 2, but it is a positive 2. So that is going to tell us that this is a normal good, okay? As the price of margarine rises by 20%, so 20% would go on the bottom. A manufacturer of baked good increases its quantity of butter by 15%. So here you have this. This is going to give you 0.75, and it is a positive number. So you could say here that they are substitutes. And then on the last page, we have 2 more questions. If the price cross elasticity of 2 goods is negative, that means they are moving in opposite directions. They are going to be substitutes, because what happens if the price of one goes up? Oh, I'm sorry, there will be complements, because if the price of peanut butter goes up, you are going to be less likely to buy jelly. So that would be a negative. So that would form a complement. Sorry. Income elasticity for a normal good is going to be positive. If you have any questions, make sure you reach out to me. This is just to kind of help you review over, give you some assistance. If you have any questions, make sure you email me. Thanks and have a good day.